Welcome back to Tell Me Something Good. I'm your host, Jackie.
And I'm your host, Jelly, and this is a podcast where we talk about self-development, experiences, and lessons that we've learned along the way. And today we're just going to be kind of catching up with everybody.
Yeah, it's been about a month since we've sat here and actually talked. So we have a lot of catching up to do.
Yes, we do. Hopefully we already catching up a little bit, so hopefully we're not like...
I was like, all right, Jelly, let's not talk to each other because then we already tell everything to each other. But no, there's things that I haven't told you. I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
But yeah, first, let's get into something good. So tell me something good, Jackie.
Something good is that in November, I went to New York for the first time, and it was amazing. I had a great time. I made like some new friends, and we just had a great time. And I think sometimes you don't know how it's going to go when you go with a group of people. It was 6 of us.
And how many did you know?
Only one. So I only knew my cousin, and it was all his friends. And 4 of them were from Mexico. And 4 was from Mexico. 1 was from Texas, and then me. So I was like, oh my gosh, I'm nervous. But we had a great time, and New York is amazing. People had told me it's not all that big of a deal. Like, don't go, and I promise you won't want to go back. Honey, I loved New York. Like, it was amazing.
Were you like in the city, like Times Square and all that?
Yes, we went to Times Square. We went to the Brooklyn Bridge. We went to Manhattan. Like, we went everywhere. Mm-hmm. And then I also loved that they were so like wanting to take pictures. Like, stand there, let me take a picture of you. Or like, because I think sometimes we forget, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know, something about people from Mexico. They love to take pictures. I'm not kidding. And
they love themselves. That's good.
Yes. And I think that to them, it's such an experience that they want to get the pictures. And we forget that it's an experience. And so I have a lot of memories and a lot of pictures, a lot of videos. And they even had a tripod where they would just leave it recording, and we would just be like,
oh, I love
so
that.
There's like videos where I'm like, oh crap, I forgot we were recording. But we would sit on a bench and just like talk, and it felt very wholesome. And I don't know, I think it feels good to have friends that want to take pictures, because I think we forget, we don't do it because we're like, but no, they're like, okay, today we're gonna get pictures of everybody, like, and they would be like, all right, who's next? And I don't know, it just felt good to make memories and to have them on my phone.
Yeah.
And to have made new friends, and they want to plan another trip. So I'm like, oh, y'all did like me. I'm in the WhatsApp group chat. That's how you know. So we had a great time.
Do you think you could live in the city like New York? Or
I think I could.
Really? I could see you living.
I think I could. I'm like, I think I could do like 6 months to a year and then come back.
Yeah.
But it was fun.
Did you see any rats?
Yes, dude, that was my goal. That was my goal. I saw 2 rats. I saw 2 actually running, and then I saw 1 that was dead. But that was my goal. I'm like, I am not leaving New York.
No, that is my biggest fear.
Well, they're there, honey. Oh. And that was on my checklist, I had see the rats.
No, you didn't.
Yes. I was not leaving New York unless I saw a freaking rat. And so whenever there was a dead mouse.
Was it big?
Yeah, they look like hamsters, like running, and they have their little like holes on the street where they just run into. Like, they have like a path, you know? So I saw rats. I had pizza. What else did I have? I don't know. I went to see Aladdin, which was amazing. If you're ever in New York, go to the Broadway. And I'm not big on Broadway shows, but after that, I'm like, new personality.
So is Broadway singing? Or ballet? It's not ballet, is it?
No, they sing. They tell the story. They literally went on their the magic carpet, and you saw them fly up. Like, it's like magical. Cool. It's beautiful. But yeah, I recommend going to see Aladdin. And
I think I want friends who do stuff like that. Like, I don't want to just hit the bars all day.
And, that's another thing that it was with them. It was not just hitting the bars. It was actually exploring. Mm-hmm. We did have like tequila in like a water bottle, and they're really smart, because I feel like us would be like, well, we'll just go to bars and take shots. No, they have their water bottles ready with it, because they brought tequila from Mexico. 4 bottles, so they put it in water bottles, and we just drank it throughout the whole, and it was so fun. Shout out to y'all. I love y'all. They speak English. Most of them speak English, but yeah, I love them.
I love it. You had a good time.
Yes. So tell me, we're gonna plan a trip to New York. You would love it. Trust me. I think you would love it.
Yeah, I was telling Jackie, like, I kind of get anxiety in cities even I went to Washington one time and I was driving and I was just like,
oh, don't drive. No, I'm not. Do not drive it. I will never drive in New York.
Yeah, maybe it was that.
No,
but it's not even that far. That's why I'm like, why don't, like, we could take a road trip for a weekend, you know? Like, it's
we
right
could.
There.
And then actually just Uber or get a taxi or something. Because people in New York drive crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, I couldn't do it. But, all right, Jelly, you tell me something good.
My something good, y'all, is that I feel like I've talked about it on here, my addiction with TikTok. And I finally deleted TikTok.
I can't believe it. I kind of like hadn't seen your stuff, and then I sent you a TikTok and she's like, can't see it, don't have TikTok. I'm like, oh damn. But I am so proud of you.
Yeah, when I tell you I wasn't addicted like all day, but I would sometimes, like, it's sad to say, but sometimes I'll be driving and like looking at TikToks, and to me I'm like that is why, like, that's scary to me, that my brain's freaking wired to be trying to multitask and do that, and it just becomes too much sometimes, like consuming all this content. But yeah, it's probably been like 3 weeks, I think, and I haven't really thought about it, which is crazy. I thought I would be like, I need it back or whatever, but it's very addicting to me, like compared to the other apps, Instagram, Snapchat. Like the other ones, I'm just like, the algorithm doesn't have me hooked. So yeah, I don't know how long I'll be off of it. I think I'm gonna wait and see if it gets deleted for good. If not, then maybe I'll go back. I don't know.
And I think it's admirable to see that, like, you acknowledged yourself that, hey, I'm addicted to this, let me stop it. And do you feel like you have more free time?
Yeah, I do, but I do notice I need to find stuff to do with that free time.
Like, you don't know how to sit.
Yeah. Like, I was like, I need to at least, like, I still have the podcast TikTok, so I need to find the password and get on it. But I'm like, I could post content on there, and because we don't follow page, like the feed on there is not.
Yeah, it's not.
Yeah, so I could just post on there or post content for the podcast.
Yeah, that's smart. I should do that too.
But yeah,
but I think that, like, that is, like, when you know you can't, like, because we've talked about having limits, like, okay, let's limit ourselves to 1 hour. But if you know, like, okay, I can't, let's be real, have I no?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think that one of the things that I've been conscious when I am on TikTok is like, is this actually helping me? Because sometimes I'll be watching like pretty girls, or like, and I'm like, why am I going through this rabbit hole of just looking at beautiful women? Because I love beautiful women, but I'm like, no, I need to just, or like stuff that makes me, like, I've been really going into like habits and self-development and stuff, but it is all like, what do you see on your feed?
And it's like the algorithm is everything you like it becomes so niche to you, like it's literally for you, like the For You page is things, and that's how they get you addicted, because you're just like,
because they know what you like.
Yeah. But it's been going good so far. I do feel less anxious. That's the main thing I've noticed, but I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I like that, and maybe I'll do it too. But I do post a little. I've started posting on TikTok again.
But at least you've got better with that, because me, it was like, I'm gonna post content and I would just scroll all day. So I don't know, maybe I think if you're posting and not just watching all day, then
yeah. But I know what you mean. Like, I'll be driving and then I'll be like,
like, or on the toilet, just it makes you be on the toilet longer, like everything. It just makes you.
Yes.
I don't know.
One of the things that I did start doing is I'll leave my phone in the room and just go do things without my phone, which is still kind of like, dude, that is like the bare minimum. But like, I'll be in the bathroom, I won't take that long. I won't, like, just by leaving my phone in another room, I'm just like, and I kind of rush so I can go back to my phone. But you, like, I don't know, it's almost like you're a child.
Yeah.
In a way.
Like an iPad kid.
We are, but that's awesome. I think that, like, honestly, I think maybe that'll motivate somebody to just take it out. Like, if you're, some people, like, yeah, if we're posting, there's a girl that I watch and she's like, I don't watch social media, I just post.
Yeah.
And she says she doesn't even look at her comments like that. She's just like,
I would love to be like that.
She's like, I don't stay on social media long, but all I do is make content for myself, post it, and then, like, that would be the goal. Like, you're not watching other things.
For me, I notice it just takes you out of the present moment. Like, it really does. You're like in a different dimension on your phone. Like, just and it got crazy, and I was like, okay, I need to actually live my life.
Yeah.
And I would love to get up to that place where I make content, actually make it, post it, get off, like not even care about,
or see the comments, see who liked it.
Just a form of being creative, and because I do love watching like aesthetic videos and stuff. So yeah.
Okay, that's if your 2024 2025 New Year resolution is that it's possible. Jelly's doing it.
I'll keep you updated.
Yes. So today we're going to talk about, kind of catch up a little bit. And also we are drinking some margaritas. I am feeling it a little bit.
I don't feel it yet.
I think I do because you didn't eat anything. I didn't eat anything. And they may or may not be double shot. And it may or may not be still daylight outside. We're day drinking.
Yes.
I think day drinking is so fun.
Yeah.
Though, isn't it? Like, I don't do it like often. That way, like today, it's weird for us to be day drinking, but I think it's so fun.
Yeah, I prefer it over like the nighttime.
Yes. So, besides, what have we been up to? We haven't shot a podcast in a month.
Has it been a month or a month?
A little
maybe
bit
like
over.
5 weeks.
Yeah. And we took this time because I was going to take a trip. And then we're like, let's just take some time off because we have some episodes to edit. But I think it was a nice time.
It was. I think for me at first, it was like, okay, I feel good. But then I started feeling like I want a podcast. Like towards the end of it, I was just like, oh, I miss talking.
Yes, me too. Like, that's how I feel too. Like, I miss like just sitting. And it is kind of therapy. Like, we talked about that. It is like our form of therapy to talk, but we also were thinking like, what are we talking about? We've said this on other episodes, like, what are we saying? What are people listening to? And what is our goal with what we're doing?
Yeah, we want to get more into posting like positivity or self-development stuff. Yes,
and we've been doing it for almost a year. Isn't that so crazy?
That's crazy.
Like, it'll be a year in January. January what?
I want to say the first week, no, or second.
I think it was the first week.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just crazy because this is one of those things that we thought about it, but then we didn't think about it. Like, it's like we thought about it for 2 years and then you were like, all right, I'm going to do it. And I'm like, damn, she for real this time. And then she's like, so that's what, we've talked about this story before where she's like, I was her guest.
Yeah.
And I was like, wait, this is fun.
And I think I was like, okay, we've talked about it. Like, we need to see if we're going to actually like, instead of having it in the back of our head. Because I felt we would see each other and be like, oh, yeah, we're going to do that podcast.
And
like,
we would tell people. We would tell people.
And they would ask about it. And we'd be like,
Yeah. They'd be like, so when is it? I'm like, we wouldn't even post it on our story. Remember, we'd be like, something big is coming. And nothing big came until a year and a half later. But so I want to know, whenever you told me like, okay, let's do it, what made you want to like just say fuck it, let's do it?
I think I got to the point where I was like, I'm tired of saying I'm going to do things and not doing it.
So you just have to get tired. Like, you got tired of it. Because I feel like, and then once we started it, it wasn't even like
that big of a deal. I think it was just, it kind of was scary, like thinking, because you don't know what to expect either with it. So it's kind of like you figure it out as you go. But I do remember we were like really nervous the first couple.
No, we were literally in my room like nervous, like we didn't even know how to start it. So, but honestly, like that was really fun to start something, and it makes you feel really good.
Yeah,
you're like, wait, I actually did this, and it doesn't even hit till like now that you were like, wait, we actually started a podcast where we talk into a microphone. That's kind of funny, but I don't know. It's been, we want to talk about like the pros and the cons of having a podcast, because sometimes people are like, so like, what do y'all do? Like, do y'all get paid? Like, and I'm like, let's get real. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I think I have a couple. Do you have a list? Or you have some in your head?
I think in my head. So, do you want to go with the cons first?
Yeah, let's start with the cons.
Okay.
And it's funny because we did this episode that got deleted. We talked about our episodes that got deleted. And this was one of them that we did, I think, at 4 months. And I feel like my list has changed.
Yeah, mine too.
And I feel like back then it was more...
it was like little, like...
I look this way. You know, like more...
It was like, I don't like how I look, how I sound. Now I don't care.
Yeah.
Well, you get what you get.
Okay, so my first con is... I guess being perceived in a way. Like, how do I explain it? I mean, it could be a good thing too. Because I've had people who, when I worked at the Halloween, the lady that came up to us and was like, I watched the podcast and took a picture with us. And
I forgot about that.
And I love that. I'm like, she felt comfortable to come talk to me. I hope that I'm being perceived in a way like I'm not drama, like I'll talk to anybody, you know, just... So it can be good and bad, or some people can think, you know, maybe something I say, they take it a different way. So I think that's one of mine.
That's true. I think I know what you mean too about, like, I think people, sometimes when people take it, like, they read our personality a little bit more. They talk to us more, you know, like, I think sometimes before we started the podcast, like, there would be people that didn't talk to me like that.
But I think even in a way of feeling like maybe I might be sarcastic when I say something and they don't know that I'm being sarcastic, you know? So I think I kind of worry about that sometimes. Like, I hope that people know that I'm just open to talking, or...
You're an open... People should feel comfortable to talk
Yeah, like
to
I'm not judgmental or nothing like that.
I think they do.
I hope so.
One of my cons is just... Wait, what is my cons? Well, for, like, one of the cons is, I guess, sometimes we don't know what to talk about.
Yeah.
So we'll be like, what do we talk about? But honestly, sometimes it's just what we're going through that we just need to talk about. So I know sometimes I overthink what content we're putting out.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want people to get value out of what they hear, but sometimes it's just like, they just need something to listen to sometimes, because that's how I am. Sometimes I just want something to listen to.
Yeah.
So I think, and it hasn't happened like recently, but one of the things that was a huge thing was overthinking everything that we said. Because we would overthink everything. I'd be like, why did I say that? Take that off. Why did, you know, but I think that that's something that has changed over time, is I don't overthink it as much, because I think at this point I know who I am.
Yeah.
That if someone takes it the wrong way, then they don't truly know, or they take it the way that I didn't mean it, then I don't think.
And I think there always is going to be people who take it a certain way, even if like it's clear as day, and they'll be like, oh, what about that? Like, you know, those people who just any little thing. So yeah.
And I think for those of you who don't know us, or maybe you just clicked on this, we are from a small town. Yeah. So it is a little bit different to make videos, because almost everybody knows each other, right? Yeah. When you're from a small town, it's like, oh, well, you know, like, y'all podcast, like, you know, like, it's like a big deal, I think, low key, not really, but kind of.
I mean, I don't personally know anybody who podcasts, like.
I know a couple, but not like with the cameras and the, like, you know, like, I've heard audio podcasts, like a few of those from, you know, people that I do know, but I think it is something that, like, I don't really know people our age doing.
Yeah.
Which, if you want to, like, I hope you take some of what we're saying and you do it, because at the end of the day, you're kind of doing it just for fun.
Yeah. Another con. I felt this is a little one, but dealing with technical issues. I think that's
that's the main one.
Yeah. And it's funny because there was a while before the Selena episode came out, and people were asking me, and I'm like, we were trying to get that Halloween episode up that we had, and it didn't come out because by the time we got it taken care of, it was too late. But yeah, sometimes it's just issues where you got to contact. Like, I've had to contact Spotify support, and it's just little things that are annoying when you got to be on hold and all this. So I think things like that, or even with the SD cards, we've had issues with the SD cards.
Even today we had an issue with the SD card.
So there's going to be little things behind the scenes that people don't see and they're probably like, oh, they're not on their Zoom, like they're not podcasting. It's like, dude, behind the scenes, sometimes I do get a little lazy. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm trying to work on being consistent and stuff, but if it's like a longer period of time, it usually is like technical, and I'm not very tech savvy either.
Yeah, and I think that this goes to show that we could look at those technical issues and say, all right, this isn't our thing. Like, it's not meant to be, but we overcome them, though. That's the thing. I remember when we first started, we would have so many issues. It was like issue after issue after issue. And we would overcome it. Hey, we don't know it. We'll figure it out. We'll text somebody that we know, call somebody that we know that might know this, or, and I think that anything you start, especially with us, that we don't know, we don't have cameras like this. It's going to come with issues. And I think that's what stops a lot of people from doing things and starting things. Because you're like, well, I don't know much about cameras, about lighting, about microphones. And you've been able to figure it out a lot. Like, I still don't know how to edit videos. And you do. That's the thing that I'm like.
And the good thing is that there's a lot of information out there, like on YouTube, if you want to do it. Like, and sometimes there will be things that you can't find online. Like, there was something that we couldn't find, and then you contacted a friend, and we went and met up with them, and they helped us. So if there's a will, there's a way, if you really want to do it.
Yeah, if you really want something, nothing can get in the way of that. Not a technical difficulty, whatever it is. And I think that made us be like, no, we're going to figure it out. Especially because we sit here and we take, 2 hours, sometimes longer, to just get the cameras, get the lighting, get everything set up. So we're like, no, we didn't just waste all this time to not have this episode out. But there are episodes that we've looked at and we're like, I don't think that we should. Yeah. And not because we said anything bad. It's just because we were like.
Yeah, and I think in the beginning, we're going to start seeing, okay, we don't really like how we do this or this. Like, we start tweaking things here and there to our liking with each episode, I think.
But yeah, that was one of our biggest cons, was the technical. But hey, we're still learning. I'm trying to think of another con, but I really can't think of.
Yeah, a couple months ago when we did it, I think mine would be like, I hate the way I sound, I hate the way I look, like everything. But honestly, it doesn't bother me as much now. I guess you do have to get used to it, because I wasn't used to seeing myself on camera from different angles and having a mic right at my mouth, like hearing everything. But I think I'm getting used to that now, and I feel like it's helped me love myself more in a way.
Oh, that's true. I think that when we first were recording, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so freaking loud. I was like, dude, I need to tone it down a little bit. But, like, I've kind of learned that, though. I'm like, okay, I can just have a conversation with that. Because I was excited and nervous. And when I'm excited and nervous, I'm going to talk loud. But I think that's one of the biggest things. I remember one episode, I was like, I hate the way I look. Like, it was one of the first. I'm not going to tell y'all because you're going to go look at it. But I was like, that is not. I'm like, ew, do I look like that for real? But we're our worst critics sometimes. And I think when we remember that the message is more important than anything else, then it doesn't matter. Because we're not, we're all beautiful in our own way and ugly in our own way too. Ugly, whether it's your personality, whether it's... Wait, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah, like we're all, like, to somebody we're going to be pretty, to somebody we're going to be ugly, but if we're going to be something to ourselves, we should at least be pretty to ourselves.
Yeah.
I
think I have one more. Well, I think I already talked about this. Like, having to be consistent sometimes can be hard. And I think that's with anything, when you're starting something and, like, you're not getting paid, you're paying to do the thing, and having to, it's like we don't have the rewards yet. I mean, we have the community that we're building and stuff, but it's kind of like when you're starting from zero, it's a slow process. So you still got to be consistent. And we've had comments of, like, we need to be consistent.
Yeah, people comment, they clock us. Yeah, they're like, you need to be more consistent and get a little table. We see the comments. Trust me, we do see them, and we appreciate.
And I do think it would be cute to have a little table and maybe a little rug, like, and we're gonna get there. We see the comments, but yeah.
But yeah, I think something that you know, we are paying to do this. But we're also, when I think about it, I'm like, this is what maybe our God has put us, this is our purpose. The moment you start doing something where you don't get paid to do it and you still do it, it's like, is this my purpose to speak or to communicate something? So I think when you do something that feels in alignment with what you're meant to be doing, you don't even care about that. It's at some point you're probably like, oh, I gotta pay this again, or I gotta do this. But it's like, you're okay with it. You know, and it's so crazy because you know, like we look back and I'm like, I can't believe we pay to do this. We don't get paid. But at the end of the day, I think if we can help one person, even if we can help ourselves and if we can help each other, I'm like, it's worth it. It's all worth it. So I think there's really more pros than there is cons. So do you have any more cons?
I don't know. I feel like we have gotten some weird interactions with people. I guess that's a con. We talked about on here, like the emails.
Oh yeah, like the weird, like kind of comments and emails. It kind of creeps us out. Like
and I think like it's not nothing compared to like what it could be like if we, you know, grow bigger. But I don't know. It is. I'm not used to stuff like that, I guess.
So, and it does make us wonder, like, who is watching it? Like, what? Wrong audience reached.
I think we have, sometimes I'm like, we have some foot fetish people. Like, some of the comments we get, I'm like, there's some, I don't know.
Yeah, and we're like, did we give that off? Like, what energy are we giving? But no, some people are just like that, I think.
But I think that's it.
But we also do, like, look at the comments that we receive from our friends or people that, you know, that say like, hey, I watched this, thank you for, you know, so we do appreciate that. I'm trying to think. Well, some cons, like, goes back to technical difficulties. It's just kind of like sometimes we don't have the right equipment. Or we do have it and then sometimes we don't. So it's just a little bit of that. But I think we're going to eventually have our setup together. And once that happens, it'll be so easy.
I think it's slowly adding things too, because I was thinking how, like, I want to add a little intro to the beginning of our videos, and then just little tweaks here and there. But I'm like, eventually we'll get there.
But we do have, like, literally all the tools right now. This microphone, this couch, the lighting. Like, we're so lucky and blessed that we were given this opportunity to do it.
We really started with the little mic.
We did. How many episodes did we do with the mic? Just 2?
Like, I think 3. I think 3.
And then, you know, we're very blessed that this opportunity came to us of shooting in a studio. And there's no excuse. God said, y'all want this? Here you go, honey. You have a studio now. Go do what you've been wanting to do.
All right. So now for pros. I have on here meeting new people, like guests and supporters. So, like, I think the only person I've met is like Nikki so far as a guest. Who else we have, baby? Like I already knew them, but I know with time, like we'll have people on who we don't really know as much, and I think that's good. Or even meeting people who watch. I love when people tell me that.
When they say, oh, I watched the podcast, I'm like, and we used to be like, no, like, why would we do that? I'm like, what? Like, but now I'm like, thank you. Like, thank you so much. Like, that means a lot. But yeah, meeting people, or sometimes I've run into people that I didn't think they would listen to our podcast. And they're like, I listened to your podcast. And I'm like, that makes me feel so like special that you would take the time to listen. So yeah, I think meeting people, or even people that we follow, you know, when you follow each other but you don't really know each other, but they say like, oh, I watch it, I'm like, that is so like it means a lot. One of my pros is just feeling like I can be myself. You know what I mean? Why am I gonna cry? I feel like I can just be myself. And at first I didn't feel like that though.
I didn't either.
And I think that for so long I've kind of hid myself. I just wanted to be this like Insta-baddie or this real estate agent, whatever. It was Insta-baddie at first. And then it became real estate agent. And I'm like, there's so much more to me than that. And I get to share that on here. So I guess just being able to be myself and just, I don't know, not have to hide this side of me that I feel like I've been like staying in this cocoon of like not being myself, because either I don't want to post videos because I don't like the way I look or the way I sound. This was what it was before the podcast, and now I'm like, you know what, this is fun.
Yeah.
You know, and we get to talk about things that we enjoy, and there's no rules to it at the end of the day.
It's like a what's it called, open space, or how do you say,
like a safe space to just talk about things. And the crazy thing is that there's no one telling us what we can and cannot post. We could literally say anything and there's nobody telling us. Like, and it has to, you really have to sit with yourself and say, I'm going to be myself, and whoever likes it, and whoever doesn't. Because for so long, remember with real estate, I'd be like, I don't know, like, I don't want to say these things, or I don't want to. And now I'm just like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Life is too short to not be yourself.
Yeah. I love that. I can relate to that too, of being like, because we're literally talking. This is how you get to know people, like your inner thoughts, you know? So, yeah, I feel like at first I was more thought about what I said before I said it. But yeah, I feel like now I feel more, with time, we feel more comfortable.
Yeah. And with time, you realize that there's really no wrong or right thing that we can say. It's all of our, like, unless we're literally saying facts, then it can be right or wrong. But at the end of the day, it's all our own opinions. So there is no right or wrong.
And I think, that's what I want. Well, we wanted this to be like open to talk to anybody. I think that's beautiful, of not judgment towards people, and just being like, hey, let's talk about it. Like, you think like this? Okay, let's talk about it. Like, I don't know.
No, I agree. And that's funny though, because I was talking to my parents about this on Thanksgiving. I was like, why don't we just like one day invite people to like our Thanksgiving dinner? Because we have so much food. When I tell you there's so much food, I'm like, even if it's like people that are like homeless outside of like Taco Loco, wherever. And my dad's like, we should do it.
Yeah.
And you know, sometimes we start thinking like, but then I remember I brought this up. I was like, you know, remember how Jesus was judged for sitting with the sinners and what did he say? I'm trying to remember exactly, but he was like, what's the point of me sitting with people who already, you know, like, what can they get out of it? I don't know how to say it exactly, but like, you get more by sitting with those that need it than those that don't need it. You know, like, there's people that, like, you know, what's the point of sitting with people who already have the food in their fridge and than sitting with people who don't have it?
Yeah.
You know?
How you should invite.
Yes. Yeah. But that's like,
think about that, yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, where did that come from? That thought? I don't know.
Our ADHD.
I don't remember, but like, where did that thought come from? It came from something. There was a root to that. What were we talking about? Okay, I think I'm tipsy, but no. But to be honest, we'll see it once you know, it'll be on there. But when you were saying like we want to have all kinds of people, we don't just want to have like people who, I don't know. We want to have, if you've been through something, if you haven't been through something, if you just want to talk, if you just want to sit here and you want to hang out with us, then this is the place. Like, we're not looking for people who make $100K plus a year. We're not looking for people who make more or who are successful at their job or who are successful. Because sometimes I think that's what it is. It's like, oh, well, I'm not successful. What am I going to talk about, right?
But everybody has life experiences.
Yes, like, let's talk about your life experiences. Let's talk about your story. Like, what made you into who you are, why you think the way that you think. And then we can talk about, it'll lead to different things. But I think just getting to know people and just having people here is what the point of this podcast is eventually, you know?
Yeah. Is it my turn?
I think so.
Pros. I put finding ways to improve. Because I'd be like, I need to stop talking over Jackie. You know, like little things where I'm like, okay, in a conversation, I need to listen more, or I need to be more present, not think about how I'm going to respond, think about what you said, actually. You know, like little things like that I wouldn't have known that I probably do if I wasn't being recorded.
And we both had this conversation on the, like, what was it, after like the first month of us doing.
Yeah.
I'm like, have you noticed that we just speak without listening?
Yeah.
And it would be like, tell me something good. I did this. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah. And I did. Yeah.
we would do that. And once we learned that it was okay to like
take our time
and ask questions and actually like, because we might already know what it was like, but people watching might not know what.
Yeah.
Because we've already told each other these things. But I think I love that too. And I've also been learning how to communicate a little bit better just for the podcast.
Yeah, I've been looking at videos of it.
Learning new things, how to be a good listener.
Trying to improve like my vocabulary and stop trying to say like. I feel like I've gotten a little better. But I feel like I would say like now I started.
No, but I think we both have, because we would be saying and we just stay quiet, and I'm like, because I know you're gonna edit that quiet. I'm like, I just stay quiet if I don't know what I'm gonna say. But yeah, that is true. We've both learned that we don't always have to have something else to, like we could just be like, wow.
Like take our time.
Yeah, like
our
listen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that was a good one. Another thing that I think is a pro is that sometimes we just speak to each other and we don't realize that it could like be something that someone wants to listen to. Mm-hmm. And then we clip it on TikTok and people actually start liking it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, this hit somebody. This actually mattered to somebody, or they'll share it with somebody else. And that means a lot to me, because I think we don't realize how our conversation could really be what somebody else needs to hear, because we're both kind of like learning as we speak. I'm like, wait, but that's, and when we clip it and we put it on TikTok and people actually like are impacted by it, I'm like, wait, that was good. And sometimes it's just us having a conversation, but the fact that it could impact at least one person, I'm like, okay, we're doing something.
Yeah, that's a good one.
We've also met a lot of people now with here having a podcast and where we shoot at. We've met some people that they don't really know us, but they want to see us do good. Yeah. That is so crazy, right? Because it's like the people that don't know you, they're like, they see your potential. Mm-hmm. And I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
What's another pro?
I just have sharing our thoughts, but I think we already talked about that. But like when I think about it, like before I had deleted TikTok, I was seeing how, I think in Afghan, where women can't even talk in public, like they're so, like they really have no rights. And I'm like, the fact that we live here and we can say whatever we want to say right now and post it on it, like we have so much freedom with our words. Mm-hmm. And to me, that is the most like saddest thing, is not being able to say. To me, that's a God-given right to say whatever you want to say. And I think that's like a pro.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think we forget that. Mm-hmm.
And that's even like we were scared to do it. And it's like women in other countries would like literally die to be able to say whatever they want,
That is crazy. When you think about it and you put it that way, it's like, it makes this feel more like, more like important than what sometimes we think it is, like,
yeah, we don't see how big of a deal it is to be able to do it. Yeah.
That was good. That one was good. What's another one?
I think another one for me is just talking to you, because I feel like we don't see each other as much as I want to. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I feel like, I miss you, Jackie.
I know, me too. And it's crazy though, because we can go like a whole month without seeing each other. And then when we do see each other, it's like, oh, we just pick up right where we left off. But that is what having adult friendships is like.
Yeah.
Why am I crying? Okay, but I did miss doing this, and we haven't done it in, like I said, like a month. And I think just talking, and not just talking to anybody, but talking to someone who listens. Because I think we have people we could talk to, but it's like, blah, blah, blah. They don't hear nothing. I'm like, damn, y'all ain't like Jelly. Jelly would listen. Jelly would ask questions. But, like, it makes you really, like, appreciate people who listen to you.
Yeah.
But it also makes you reflect on yourself and say, am I a good listener? Am I, like, when people talk to me, am I on my phone? Like, I've been more mindful about that. Like, when my sisters talk to me or my dad's talking to me, I'm like, okay, I know I don't like it when this is done to me, so let me not do it to somebody else. But yeah, I think just sitting here and talking.
Yeah, and it's like we have our phones away, like we're being present and actually listening to each other.
Yeah, because I think, how many people can you actually have like deep convos with? It's not that easy to find. I try sometimes, and it's like, they're like, are you high? I'm like, damn.
I think for me, just my sister and my dad.
Yeah. I think for me, it's my sister, and my brother.
Yeah.
I can have a deep convo with my brother because I feel like he like does get deep about things. Like he's like, damn, like, and he actually listens and he takes it. Like he'll be like when when I tell him like little things, he's like, damn, you're right. Like, he takes it for real. He's like, and then he'll be like, you remember when you told me, oh, I've been thinking, and like I'm like, oh, like you remember, but I think it's really not that common to find people that actually listen and communicate, and you can talk about
your deepest thoughts. Like, what do you think about this? Like, because sometimes you need perspective from somebody else, because you're like, am I being in the wrong or whatever? So,
and it's not always the same perspective. We might have different ones, and that's the thing. Sometimes when you have friends that just want to like tell you what you want to hear, and it's like, no, I don't just want to hear. Like, I want you to challenge my thoughts, and I want to know like if you do think differently, like it's okay. But yeah, sitting here and talking and just being ourselves. I think that not everybody has that,
Yeah.
That's why if you want to come on, you can sit right here with us and be yourself.
Any more pros?
I think that with podcasting, you people get to know you a little bit better, which I think we talked about, but you get more of the genuine connections. Not the superficial, like sometimes you do realize who's a genuine connection because they watch, if they're your friends and they watch the podcast, they will tell you like, that was good. Like, or, like, and I'm like, wow, that is so sweet that you actually like listen. Like, I think a lot of people in my life don't watch it though, for some reason.
And I think some of them.
Like, does your family watch it?
I think my mom, I know my dad doesn't. But I also know that it's not for everybody, because there would be people who would ask me about it, like older people, and I would be like, I don't know if it's.
I'm like, I don't know if you would want to. Remember I told you about the attorney that I do my closings
like
with? He's like, oh, you have a podcast? Let me watch it. And I'm like, I don't know if you want to watch it. He's like, I'm going to watch it while I'm working out. I'm like, no. While I'm on the treadmill, he's like, I'm going to play. I'm like, meanwhile, this man is older, married. I'm like, well.
I mean, maybe they can get something for it, but.
Maybe a little giggle.
Yeah.
Or maybe they start thinking we're like, damn, I did not know this about her. But yeah, because I feel like a lot of people sometimes in my life don't actually watch it, but they do support it. They follow it. Like, so it's always, I feel like it's more people that sometimes we don't know that listen.
Yeah. And I think I kind of prefer it that way, because I do feel like I'm kind of like scared to talk about people. Like, not talk about them, but like bring up stories about them. I don't want them to be like, why are you on there talking?
Why are you always talking about my life on your podcast? If I want to talk about it, I'll go on and speak on it. But yeah, that's true.
But I think here and there, maybe they'll watch episodes, but not like everyone,
But I think it's fun though to have guests too, because that their friends might watch it, and then maybe like they learn something about their friend that they didn't know, and learn like, and then it kind of builds that community. So I don't know. I'm trying to think of any more pros. Y'all, it's 4:14 p.m.
Yeah, I just have like learning new skills, but we touched on that already.
I think that kind of covers it. For the most part, I think the pros outweigh the cons.
Yeah.
And the cons seem so like, people probably are like, wow, that's the cons. Like, but when you put yourself out there, it can be hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I think because naturally as humans, like we want to be liked by everyone, but it's just not possible. So yeah, like we said, we went through like the overthinking stage of like, should I take this out? Should I leave this in? And it probably wasn't even a big deal. But I feel like now we kind of leave more in than we used to.
Yeah, I remember there would be times where I would be like, oh my gosh, was it bad that I said that? And you'd be like, no. And then you'd be like, I kind of want to say, I'm like, girl, that is nothing. Like, but then again, you're asking me and I'm asking you, but
I think it's like, we don't mean any harm, but we know that sometimes it comes out the wrong way, or you're like, oh, I didn't clarify, things like that. And you can't go back and like redo it. Like once you record it, like that's it for the episode. So yeah, and learning things here and there. But I think with time we'll become more, like learn more about what direction we want the podcast to go in and stuff.
Yeah, because, I mean, we're about to be at 1 year, and I think we're getting more clear on where we want it to go, because there's things that I'm like, okay, we talked about this then, but I don't feel the need to touch on this anymore. Like, I think I'm done with this conversation, but there's also things that we're going to go through in the future that maybe we're going to have to hit that conversation again, or maybe not, who knows. But it's like, we're also going based off what we're feeling in a way, or something we went through, or right now we're just trying to kind of work on ourselves in a way. I feel like,
yeah, I think we're in that stage of our life.
Where we're just like, I don't know, it just hit me that I'm almost 30. And I'm like, I need to get my shit together.
How old are you? 28?
27.
Girl, you still got
Well, I'm about to be 28 in January. But, like, okay, this is what, and I don't mean to compare myself, because that's not what I want. But I'm like, I want to get married. I want to have kids. Like, but I'm also not putting myself in situations where I'm leading towards that.
Yeah, I'm there too.
Like, I'm also putting up with something that is not going towards that. Like, I've put up with it for over a year, and it's like, okay, God, this is not where.
And I think it doesn't help to, I don't know, I feel like the men ain't like they used to be.
They're not.
It's just, I don't know, I feel like back then it was just so much easier to like settle down. And
but then again, you have to remember that a lot of people did settle down, and they're now divorcing, or they're now, which there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. At this point, I'm like, imagine being married like 5 times. You tell me 5 men will propose? No, I'm just kidding.
And I was thinking that too. Like, am I gonna get married? But then I don't know if do I want that, because that's what society tells me. Because I honestly, day to day, I feel okay. But then I'm like, I do want to just be a princess and relax. So I don't know. I'm just kind of not really stressing about it as much. But around my birthday, I do get like, I don't know. You
know what made me feel that way? It was Thanksgiving, like doing the cooking and then having to put everything in my car by myself. I was like, damn, I could use a husband right now to help me put stuff in the car. And like, I don't know. And I guess also like, I see everyone in my family kind of like settling down, getting like, and I'm still like.
And I think it is beautiful to build traditions with like your person, like having your own little family. But I'm like, I want somebody who I can trust. Like, I don't got to worry about you like doing something on my back. And I just refuse to settle if you're not going to give me that.
Yes. And I think that also I want to, and I've told this to like one of my nephews. I was like, whenever I am in a relationship, I want to be a relationship that you look up to, because like, I just want to be like so in love, and like people can see it, can feel it. because I am a hopeless romantic. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I want to be like in that marriage where like people are like, oh my God, like you can feel their love, even like.
Yeah, there's people who I like right now can think of that I'm like, oh yeah, you know they love each other. You know they're not cheating. You know that, yeah, they have their issues, but like they would never. You know?
Yes. But then again, you never know what people really go through. But I know what I want for myself. And I also know I want to be at peace. Like, I don't want to be toxic. I don't want to be like, what are you really up to? What are you doing? You know, I don't want to be like that. But I think it also takes me to heal, like take some time to myself to heal. And then I think that God is going to send me that person.
But I haven't even, I was thinking about it, I haven't even been praying for my person. Like, I've just been like, oh, he's just going to show up, you know? And I'm like, I actually need to put it in the effort. Which the other day I did write a list, like, what do I even want in a man, you know?
I did that too.
Really?
On Thanksgiving. I put my husband is, and then I wrote down exactly what he was. And it's crazy because people will write like the physical, but I don't even think I went that into detail. I should probably do that.
I think I wrote tall.
I wrote tall. That was
it.
Yeah. I think I did. Yeah, just tall.
Yeah, for physical.
Oh.
Sorry, short kings.
No.
I'm just
now I feel bad. But honestly, for the physical, it was just maybe like someone. Okay, I imagine myself with someone who's like a little bit.
Yeah.
A little like.
I think that's what I meant. Just like manly.
Yeah, and you know what? I do want someone who I can go to the gym with. Because I think it's important that if your goals are to be in shape or to be your best self, you need a partner that is aligned with not exactly everything, but at least with your goals. Because it's like, hey, I'm going to go to the gym, like, and they're probably like waiting for you at home. Like,
yeah.
And then, but I want a partner that goes to the gym and that is into a few things that I am, like self-development. Because if you're the only one developing yourself, it's like, honey, you staying behind while I'm getting over here.
Yeah, and I think somebody, especially like around the holidays, like having somebody you can bring to your family and they can fit it right in. And you ain't got to be, and it's not like awkward, like you're not like, they're good, and everything.
And your parents like them.
Yeah.
But I think during the holidays is when it's going to hit the most. But I think once the holidays are over, you're just like, okay.
Like Valentine's. I used to get sad at Valentine's, but I don't really.
Let's do a Galentine's this year.
Yeah.
I think we said we were going to do it last year, but let's do it this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing that on Thanksgiving, having to put everything in my car. I was like, all right, I'm tired. A little bit.
Yeah.
And I think because everyone's home.
Yeah.
And if you have nothing to do, you're just like, dang, all these people getting lit and I'm at home. But this is a good time to do some self-care, journal, read your Bible. And I think that just remembering that not every holiday is going to look like this.
Yeah.
You know?
Good.
I think that concludes our episode.
We ramble on and on about different things.
Yeah. Imagine if we like took ADHD medicine. How different. Should we do it?
I did the other day, and the difference is so crazy.
I wonder how we would act on the podcast.
Here.
Should we do it one day?
Let's do it. They're gonna be like, these are not the same.
We're gonna be like, and then focus. And then they're like, girl, why y'all talk about this for a whole hour straight? The same thing. No, but
well, I guess we don't have to though.
No, I think that's just how our brain goes sometimes. But yeah, we wanted to talk about like the pros and cons of podcasting. If anyone's been thinking about it, or if you're wondering why we're not being consistent, I hope this kind of answered some of those questions. And
thank you to everyone who has been watching for almost the whole year.
Should we have a 1-year party? Oh my gosh, we should have a little 1-year party.
Yeah. Like have little balloons.
No, but we should have a party.
A party?
Yes.
Girl.
Like at Cantina. We should.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people, that's where most people watch is from there, you know?
Yeah. We just want an excuse to party. But we should do like a 1-year thing here. And maybe we should have a guest for our 1 year. But who should we have? Who do you think we should have?
I don't know. There's a couple people.
I want to have Lexi back.
Oh yeah.
In the next few months, just to kind of catch up with her. And then
she was our first guest.
She was our first guest, and I just want to catch up with her. And then my brother said he wants to come on to redeem himself because he says he didn't do good. I'm like, you literally did so good.
He did so good.
He's like, no, I feel like I could have done better. And then I'm telling him to start a cooking podcast.
He should.
Like where he just cooks like a meal or whatever, like because he knows how to cook everything, every single thing. And then he just mics up and like
talks about.
And then I'm just there maybe like talking to him and eating because I ain't gonna cook. But I've been telling him and my dad to do it. I think they would be amazing at it, and my mom.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, what else do we have to say?
Thanks for being patient with us and me, because sometimes it takes me a while to edit, but. We're getting there. We're going to be consistent. I think that's going to be a resolution for us next year. We need to do like a podcast vision board or something.
Yes, we do.
So like things we need to improve, things we want to add. But yeah, if anybody wants to come on, we would love to have you.
Yes, but yeah, we want to be more consistent, but we also want to not just, I feel like it's also not about just like recording ourselves just to do it too.
Yeah.
Which is something that we're learning. Like, because I think.
Yeah, there's been some videos that we didn't post or that were scrapped, some episodes. And I feel like sometimes that's okay. Like if you think it's not going to add anything to positive.
Yep. But we're learning, and we hope that we do have some more guests in this coming up year. And doing our vision board.
Yeah. But I think that's it for this episode. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
And don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram and TikTok. We love you. Bye.
Bye.